Taking it away. Hello, 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 everybody. How are you? How are you? Just like the spiritual says, come on in the room and choose your seat and sit down. So, I am Kenneth Overton, and I'll be your host for today for what is the final round of the Perfect Day Virtual Voice Competition. This is amazing. I'm so excited and honored to be a part of this. Over 130 singers posted videos of themselves performing an art song, an aria, or a spiritual to social media to enter this competition. That's such a great, innovative, and creative idea. Congratulations. But what makes this competition a standout is that every piece that was submitted had text or music written by a person of African descent. You may ask yourself why? Because the Perfect Day Music Foundation's mission is to celebrate diversity in classical music and showcase historically excluded composers and poets to create a positive and necessary change in classical music. This glorious music was learned by the many talented participants, shared on social media, and was heard by many. In this way, singers were encouraged to explore African American repertoire with the hope that the more these pieces will become standard repertoire. And I think that is so, so important. At the same time, two singers will be the winners of cash prizes of, wait for it, $1,000, baby, $1,000. Run me my $1,000. Every one of these young singers are the future of classical music, and especially now during this turbulent and unstable crisis. It is the Perfect Day Music Foundation's hope to help them by contributing to the advancement of their career during this unprecedented time for the arts. But that's not all. Wait for it. We have a special prize for each of the other finalists so that they won't be leaving here empty handed. That's just not how they roll at the Perfect Day Music Foundation. Everybody's going home with something. That's amazing. Now, to get the party started, we needed a lineup of expert judges of classical singing. These judges were aspiring singers once themselves, and they have gone on to achieve remarkable triumphs both on and off of the world's most renowned opera stages. Only because of their generosity and shared devotion to this cause is it possible for us to do this, and we thank them immensely. Now, let's get to know them a little bit. John Holliday, baby, John Holliday, world-class opera singer and supremely standout countertenor. John Holliday's voice has been praised as a thing of astonishing beauty, and that review was by the New Yorker. But I have to say, listen, I've been a witness and I have heard the astonishment of the voice of John the Holiday. Now, having sung with companies such as the Los Angeles Philharmonic, the Dutch National Opera, Opera Company of Philadelphia, John has boldly gone where no other opera singer had been before, and that is by competing on NBC's The Voice. He was coached by none other than John Legend. The two Johns, that was my favorite part of the whole season of The Voice, which also featured his impressive and extremely stylish hat collection. Now, see, he doesn't really do hats, but when I saw John display all of the hats, I had to call my people and say, let's work on some hats for Overton, huh? So, and now that we've gotten over our hat envy of John, in a recent New York Times article about his incredible talent, it was written that John Holliday comes across on reality TV as he does in real life. An ambitious artist with a tender heart, exceptional talent, and a mission to bring joy and hope to the world through his music. Everybody, let's welcome John Holliday to the judges' table with a virtual round of applause. Welcome, John. So good to see you, my friend. Next, we have the one and only Angel Blue. Baby Angel Blue. Her parents knew what they were doing when they named her Angel. Recognized for her beautiful timbre and stunning stage presence, soprano Angel Blue's voice has been hailed, not just celebrated, but hailed, everybody, for its shining, agile upper register and the smoky middle register. We love it. We love to hear it, Angel. Angel has performed in over 35 countries in the last 6 years. Now, folks, I don't know if you know, but that's a lot of traveling. And I think if my calculations are right, that's about 9 countries a year for the past 6 years. Girl, I know that passport is worn out. How did you travel 9 countries a year and sing so beautifully in each one of them? It's absolutely, positively amazing. Some of her most recent accomplishments were being a part of the Metropolitan Opera's New Year's Eve Gala, where she was an absolute triumph. Angel embraced the challenges of COVID 19 when she created the digital series Faithful Fridays, where she goes in depth with her fascinating guests, showcasing her Barbara Walters slash Oprah Winfrey esque skills through the series. Angel Blue was hailed by the Financial Times as one of the outstanding voices of her generation. And if you get to know her, one of the kindest people in the business. We are beyond lucky to have her with us. Everybody, let's welcome Angel Blue to the judges' table. Welcome, 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 my dear. It's so, so good to see you. Lawrence Brownlee. Now, work with me, folks. Work with me. This is my brother. He is also my tennis nemesis, but I love him still. Is there a finer Rossini tenor in all the world than Lawrence Brownlee? I dare you. I dare you to try and answer that, because the answer is no. He has high notes not only for days, but for weeks, months, and years. Lawrence Brownlee is a leading figure in opera, both as a singer on the world's top opera stages, as a voice for activism and diversity in the industry. He has graced the stages of the Lyric Opera of Chicago, the Metropolitan Opera, Teatro alla Scala, the Royal Opera House, you know, all the big fancy places. And you can check out his latest album, Amici e Rivali, with Michael Spires on iTunes or Spotify. And you better get it now, and it will have you in absolute awe of his wonderful talents. Lawrence Brownlee, brother, thank you for being here. And everybody, let's welcome the tenor of the day to the stage. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And last but not least, our final judge, David Lomelli. David, it's so good to see you, brother. I have not seen you since we were in San Francisco doing La Fanciulla del West. So it was such a good time. It's so good to see you. Now, how can one person be the artistic director of one of the finest opera companies in the United States, the casting coordinator of one of the top opera companies of Europe, get into it, that's Dallas and the Bayerische Staatsoper, a leader at the forefront of the social media world for the opera industry, a sensational tenor having won multiple prizes for his singing, namely at Operalia, and one of the most creative, innovative, passionate figures in our art form. Well, I don't know anybody else like it, but it is possible because he's done it. David Lomelli, welcome him to the judges' table and to the show. Hi, judges, how are you? You have a very difficult job. I do not envy your work today. These extraordinary judges are all here to choose 2 winners from these amazing and extremely talented 8 finalists. The participants were categorized by age, the collegiate level, ages 20 to 24 years old, and the emerging, ages 25 to 30 years old. Please refer to the Perfect Day website for more specifics about these requirements. Anyways, it's about time we meet the featured talent and listen to their singing and this beautiful music. Let's start now with our collegiate division. Collegiate division, round 1. Our first contestant is Raven Mcmillan. Hello, Raven. Where are you calling in from, my dear? So good to see you.
Hi, I'm actually in Houston right now.
Oh, send me some Mexican food. Houston has some of the best food. My God, I can eat my way all the way through Houston. You're so lucky. Well, we are excited to have you kick things off today. Let's listen to Raven's video. Raven will be performing Shalimar Song by Harry T. Burley with Ben U. Sanford at the piano. Let's listen. Amazing. Now it's time to let us hear from the judges. Let's hear your thoughts. John?
Well, first of all, fantastic job. Beautiful job, Raven. This is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I would like to hear more stability in the lower voice, but overall, great job. Be sure to figure out what you want to do with your hands. Specifically, sometimes I feel like your hands got a little stuck. Still, it's so musical and filled with emotion. Aim to incorporate a posture that enables the body to be even more malleable. I love the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful top notes. Even in those top notes, aim for more bloom. Just keep on remembering that the notes still bloom. Even when a rose is dying, it's still blooming. So just keep on thinking about that in your sound. But so, so gorgeous. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Let's hear from Angel Blue.
Hi, Raven. That was, hi, love. That was beautiful. I only wrote one thing. There was only one thing that really jumped out to me, and that was the warmth of your voice. I felt so much that you were so connected emotionally to the piece. I do agree with John. I think that in the lower register, it's good to be a little bit more stable. I get it. I'm always working on that myself. One thing I think can help with this piece is really you are connected to what you're saying. So bring out your diction even more. Don't be afraid to really articulate and sometimes even feel like you're over articulating things so that we can go along on this journey with you. But bravo to you, love. Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. What about you, Mr. Brownlee? Let's hear from you.
Great, great, Raven. Wonderful singing. There's not a lot to say. I think you are definitely dialed in. I wanted you. I felt that you were really invested in this piece. One of the things I thought, though, really aim, especially with English and wanting to pronounce it as Americans, sometimes we can get very this way. And I really want to feel that there's a lot more arc. So be da dee da dee instead of be da 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 da. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
To keep that idea that you're thinking in arcs and phrases. And I know you are, but really try to err on the side of making sure that you're connected throughout the phrases. That makes sense? And one of the things I always try to say too is that really try to find the special moments if you can, that we don't have. It can be beautiful throughout, but if you really organically try to find the shape of it so you arrive to what the real special moment that you want to highlight. And the
Yeah.
way you can do that is to also vary the dynamics from time to time and really take the risk to sing a piano. Because if you sing a piano, then your forte will be more forte because you have this much more space to play with instead of having this kind of like, and don't take this the wrong way because I'm not saying this about you, this generic kind of like general color. If you can try to find the ways to season it in a way so you have some more variation, it becomes so much more interesting, especially because you have such a beautiful, beautiful voice. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And finally, let's hear from David.
Raven, phenomenal job. You have an incredible tone. I can see the soul coming out of you, but I would love to see a little more permission to yourself to be who you are. Like you have an incredible voice. I noticed a tiny bit of nerves, maybe because of my job. I see a lot of auditions and a lot of tryouts, so you feel it a little bit, right, in that sense. But take the risk, exactly like Larry said, like to go even more into your piano, to go more in your emotions. That is going to help shaping the phrase too, allowing yourself to say what you really want to say exactly in the song. So just allow yourself, because you're a phenomenal artist. The soul is there, the tone is there, the ability. There were moments that you sing legato beautifully, that you bloom beautifully. It just has to be now consistent and at the pro speed. You have to go full speed this time. So incredible singing. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing feedback. Thank you so much, judges, for that. And thank you again, Raven, for your beautiful performance. Next up, we have Camilla Dillard. Hello, Camilla. How are you? And tell us where you're calling in from.
Hi, I'm doing okay. I'm calling from Nashville, Tennessee.
We love Nashville. Send me some barbecue, girl.
Yes.
You see, I eat. When I travel, I eat. That's just it. Fantastic. It's so great to have you here today. Let's listen to your video. This selection is entitled The Poet and His Song by Florence Price with Ben Harris at the piano.
A song is just a little thing, and yet what joy it is to sing. In hours of toil it gives me zest, and when at last I long for rest, when cows come home along the bars, and in the fold I hear the bell. At night the shepherd mother's dream within a girl. But even while my brow is wet, I sing my song, and all is well. Sometimes a sun unkindly heart, my garden makes a desert spot. Sometimes a blight upon the tree takes all my fruit away from me, and then withdraws a bitter pain. Rebellious passions rise and swell. But life is more than fruit or green, and so I sing, and all is well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that performance. Now, let's get some of the judges' thoughts. Let's start with Larry.
Great job, Camilla. Great. Wonderful to hear you. Yeah, I was sitting there and I wanted to feel because what I was here, what I heard is great. I was sitting there and I thought I just really want her to relax more. I want more release and abandon. I want to feel like when all is well, as if you're opening all and enjoying that note as much as possible. A lot of times when we stay stationary, we feel somewhat locked down. And maybe for better or for worse, I'm a person that I like to move. But the thing that I always try to say is I want to be free of tension anytime I sing. No tension ever. And so I think one thing that could be great for you, because the singing is great, is just to have the idea of release and relaxation and abandon. When you sing every phrase, my teacher says to me, she says, our voices are like conveyor belts that go away from us. And this idea that we're never holding this way, but we just have this ability to just and let the sound go. That's what I want to hear. But because the singing's great, and I think that that's just an element that will release you and free you up to just be even more expressive as you've already been. So good luck with that, but already great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Larry. Let's hear from David.
Hi, Camilla. Beautiful singing. I love hearing your voice. I would just want to see a little bit more using different colors and different effects in your singing to enrich your performance. I think that specifically in this song, when sometimes you choose a lot to be a little more horizontal in your ending, like me, this, and it can be a little bit like a little more round the sound. It can also give you a little more overtones in your singing, a little more rich on the colors. I would also try to go a tiny bit more on your dynamic range to give us a more shaping on the phrase. And lastly, I think that the connection of the text in your singing has to be also when you have, for example, when you were singing me, like when you go into that and it's the same word, it comes with an emotion. It's not just the composer changing the pitch, So I would love that you are such a beautiful person. You have a beautiful voice, like really, really connect with the artistry because you are in the right way. So thank you for singing for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, David. Let's hear from Angel.
Hi, Camilla.
Hi.
Honey, I did the exact same thing that David said. I wrote down more color, use dynamics, and I wrote in terms of coloring, think of things like piano, rubato, and forte. These are things that help you to color your piece. You know, I think of sometimes when I sing, I think of it actually being like a coloring book, and I have to fill in those colors. So I agree 100% with what everyone has said. Also, I agree with the relaxing and feeling that sense of abandonment. One thing I want to give you is a great compliment. I like the connection between your middle register into your chest mix that you did. That was lovely. And I loved your diction as well, but I do think that your diction needs to complement how you're feeling in your body, because that's the first thing that people notice when they watch us perform. But with that, brava, hun,
Thank
brava,
you so much.
lovely.
Thank you, Angel. And last but not least, Mr. John Holiday.
Oh, Camilla, I love this. I think that you did such a beautiful job. And I think what I'm going to say is probably going to piggyback off of what everyone has said. I think your access to the low notes are so incredibly gorgeous. But because of that, be careful not to overblow the bottom to get to the top, because sometimes I think you kind of sing really heavy to get to the top. So just be careful of that. I think that your emotion was there. I love seeing that. To me, I could see it all over your face and in your body. Sometimes this may be because you were not relaxed, but sometimes I'm hearing an audible breath that's kind of high. And anytime that I can hear an audible breath, that's a sign that your larynx is having to work overtime. So if you can think about it, try to get a lower breath all the time. Aim for a lower inaudible breath. And sometimes I do that. Totally listen to your teacher. This is just me talking, because I also teach, but thinking about mixing breath between your nose and your mouth, sometimes that'll help to create that low larynx position. I think that you have such easy access to the top, so enjoy that more. And I just love hearing you sing, Camilla. I just think you did such a beautiful job. So congratulations to you and your teachers and your coaches. Thank you.
Thank you so much.